What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. So a while ago, I revisited Infernity, and I didn't feel like I was doing very good with it. So this is one of the more interesting decks that I think I've ever played. It is really just a deck building challenge. Like, how good can you understand the deck that you're playing? Are you good at the card ratios? I'm going to show you 7 test hands. I feel like I've figured this out. This is the best I have ever gotten this deck by far. The dangers are a really big part of it. Like, Mothman's just nuts in this deck for sure. And it's like you got to figure out these puzzle pieces. But Mothman is so good because if you discard it, you draw a card and discard. And I've orientated the deck that you want to discard literally everything except maybe Mirage. So I normal summoned it. Off of the Rhino, I sent the Stygian Street Patrol. So you're going to have to really think this one through. So I'm going to have 4 materials here for the Saryuja. So I'm probably going to search out the Necromancer. Not typically how you do this combo, but it works. And then off of Saryuja, you're going to use it twice during all of your combos for sure. All you're looking is to search out on Monster Reborn, World Legacy Secession, Zero Max, all of those. Don't pay attention to this card so much. This is not a good tech. I thought it was for a second, but it's definitely not. So, yeah, Into the Void, not that great. I think I drew Dangers otherwise, so kind of a crappy draw off of it. But I already have 2 ways to go through my loop again for Archfiend. So it's definitely not too bad. Apollosa can come down, Infernity Launcher. And this, you'll actually see me get better through all of these test hands, because at some point you want to search out Wildcat. It's not a one card, but part of your combo when you do your loops lets you go into something like Borreload Savage. And it looks like I already had it in the graveyard. I don't remember when I sent it earlier, but yeah, I'm just gonna be able to keep doing this over and over again. I actually like Infernity Break, so I do have 3 copies of Infernity Barrier. Sometimes I do search those out, but negating cards, but also being able to pop them, I think is pretty good. So this is probably decent enough. This board is great because Dark Hole and Amor, most decks don't have an answer to it. Like, counter traps are nuts, and this is a counter trap for everything. So I'm gonna basically be able to do that a lot of times, but I think these replays will be good so that you can see me do them in a bunch of different ways. Like, didn't have Tour Guide last time, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, Dark World Dealings I have, and here you go. Here's Mothman, being able to draw and discard. It's awesome. I have another copy of Mothman. That's a little unfortunate, but that's all right. And a lot of the dangers, like Jackalope and all these other cards, they're rank 3, so they help you go into stuff like Cherubini, which is super duper important. So like one Cherubini or like one Rhino plus Cherubini sends all the materials that you need for your loops. Because once you have this loop going, then you have full combo already. And if you're able to extend far, like into your first turn, it's even better because like now I have a rank 3 on the field, so that leaves me open for a level 3, I should say. That leaves me open for rank 3 Exceed monsters, leaves me open for level 7 Synchros, like lots of really cool stuff. So yeah, before I wasn't searching out Wildcat. I didn't know where to start my loops with it, and now it's pretty much you go to one Mirage, and then the second go around you go for Wildcat. Because at that point you probably have, I think you really just need two ways to special summon back from the graveyard, which I pretty much do here. All right, Infernity Launcher is going to come back. Going to send these 2 back to the field. I may go into a rank 3, I'm not sure, but I do have the 2 Infernity Bears. Yeah, so I can go into Cydia King. So a 4 negate Borreload Savage, which obviously cannot be, unless it's a Forbidden Droplets, but they have to send a trap card. And even if they do, you still have 3 disruptions after that. So, not really a good out. Obviously Super Poly would definitely be an out. That would be really bad. Super Poly is just a really good card. What are you going to do, It's like if your opponent's playing Super Poly and you get Super Poly, then, well, you got Super Poly'd, so. Alright, so this is super duper good, because I'm probably going to be able to draw cards, off of these dangers to see what else I can get. I just need to get, I already have the Extender, which is really nice, so there you go. To draw into another Necromancer is really just unfortunate, but, so I had to early go into a Saryuja. I only run 2 in the deck, so my combo isn't going to be as perfect this time, but it's still going to be pretty good, because I'm going to be able to go into Saryuja after this, obviously. And you can use the extra Necromancers to your advantage, obviously, because it's a soft once per turn, and even if they're both on the field, you can use both effects, which is really cool. So I'm actually, for a weird start, this is actually going to be a pretty decent end board. So I had all 3 copies. I'm sure this will never happen ever again, but pretty neat, no doubt. So now at this point, I'm just probably going for like Appaloosas and everything else. I'm going to be able to go into the Savage. I still have at least one more of these Necromancers to go to bring back, my Archfiend, which is pretty neat. Launcher, that's a pretty good card. Wildcat can go there. I may end up, we'll see. Appaloosa. Oh, and I had the 0 max, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. So this was going to be another one. I still have the Monster Reborn. This card is insane. You'll see it in one of the combos. This is Puzzle Mino, the drop-in deleter. Never heard of this card before. It's a Link 2, and there's just stupid synergies. So good board. Omni negate, a 4-mana Appaloosa, monster to get on the field. Yeah, your opponent's probably not breaking that. But that level of manipulation, it lets you go when a monster special summons into its zone, you get to change its level to anything between 1 and 8. And as you can imagine, that's really good for synchro plays. And also just other like rank 4 plays too if you need it, which I do eventually. Like I said, the danger monsters, yeah, they are level 3, so you don't need to go into tour guide. Like before, it's kind of tour guide at bust, to be honest with you. And even if your tour guides get its ash, like now that you have dangers that potentially special summon themselves, and there's ones that when they get discarded, they special summon from the deck, so it's just, the deck is just so much more streamlined. And now I have this rank 4 laying on the field. That is really, really good, especially when I go into the cat eventually. All right, let's see where I go here. So I already have 2 different ways to special summon back from the graveyard. And I did have the Stygian Street Patrol, so obviously I was able to special summon that and go into Borlo pretty early here. It is a Cherubini, but I needed to find a way to get this off the field, and that was the easiest way to do that. All right, so I can probably go into the Appaloosa here. So I have 2 more ways to special summon, so I'm doing pretty good. Okay, there goes the first Infernity Bear. F.A. Don Dragster, not bad at all. Archfiend is very good. And here we go. Look at this, because I didn't go into the traditional combos. Oh no, I didn't do it yet. Shoot. Let me see actually. I wish I could, but when you do that combo in one of these, I actually end up special summoning a Necro to this zone, so make it 4, bringing back the Archfiend, and then going into number 62 Garrus, which is really cool. It's a great interaction. All right, drew an Infernity Barrier, not bad at all. Anytime you can normal Necromancer, probably the right decision, because as long as you can mill any way, your Infernity card, I can't even think of the name now, Archfiend or whatever it's called, like the main monster, like that's gonna help you get your loops going. 2 rank 3s, really cool. 0 max, so the combo is already set in place. I just needed to make sure Beanie, and I made that happen. So that was kind of what I was just talking about. All right, I can go right into the Mirage. I'm going to draw a couple. Dark World Dealing, that's just so super duper unfortunate. I may be able to do this loop one more time. Yeah, there we go, because I'm going to have the 4 again, so I can go into another Saryuja. I'm going to search a launcher. I need I need one more, so there we go. I just needed one more way to get my loop going again. So when you play Saryuja, obviously you have a very high chance of doing that. You draw so far into your deck. This card is nuts. I'm glad it's been around. Like there's been like really any deck to truly abuse it over time. All right, go back into Savage, of course. Here we go. I think this is what I've been talking about. Yeah. Look how awesome this is. More than anything, it's a way to get your monster off the field. You definitely need creative ways to do that. But, I made good use of it here, obviously. 2 guards comes down, bring back the Archfiend. And to bring back the, I should probably go into a 4-mana Appaloosa after this. I sure can. Plus, all my, the 2 Infernity Barriers, plus the Infernity Break. A 4-mana Appaloosa, and a 4 negate Savage. So, this is obviously game 2. And I think I special summoned this to a zone that Saryuja pointed to. So I got an extra attack out of it. It's permanent. It's not while it's on the field. So even if this effect were to get like infinite impermanence, like not that anyone would waste that, if the effect had already gone off, but it's kind of nice. Like you get all these like extra boosted attacks. It's pretty sick if you place it correctly. Just a couple more. I have cards like Bro, Huntsman of the Dark World. It's a draw too. It's a pot of greed basically, because you're drawing one with Dark World and then you're drawing the extra, off of Bro. That card is just a super insane good tech card, and with dangers, if it gets discarded, it's another draw too. So many good things are going on here. Yeah. So luckily, Infernity Launcher card's pretty nuts. It worked out there. I had to get rid of this. What's it called? I had to get rid of the Mirage, so I was able to spin that, and to find the Wildcat off the top is obviously just everything that I need with a Monster Reborn. It's luck to a certain extent, but there's so many ways to do everything in your deck. Zero Max is not a once per turn. You have Monster Reborn. You got the Succession. If you fire off Saryuja twice and you don't find an extender at least once, because really all you need is one, then it's gonna happen. Okay, I can start finally searching these trap cards again, going into Borload. Like this is it's so easy. It's like Tracer, but almost easier. I didn't use the effect of the Necromancer yet. I can search the second barrier, and I can go into the drop. I just needed a way, honestly, at that point to get this off the board. But it does help to go into like Appaloosa, because it is a link too, so it ends up working out. And again, it's pretty much the same end board. I mean, and you guys saw how many different ways I did that. Last test hand here. So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, Tour Guide's amazing. Plus, I'm going to be able to I'm like 100% going to be able to discard the Necromancer, which is huge. So probably start with the Into the Void. If this card was at 3, oof, would love the consistency of this deck so much more. Alright, so both my pieces just into the graveyard. I kind of talked about that. And like I said, having 2 of these really isn't the worst thing in the world. That's unfortunate, but yeah, that's where it's at. That's really where it's at. When I talked about earlier in the video how good Mothman is, so I had these 2 in my hand, right? Like I want to discard this for the draw 2 effect. I guaranteed it. When you have these 2, if these are the only 2 cards in hand, you're guaranteed it, because you're going to draw 1 card, whatever it is, and then you're going to discard. And then Bro obviously is going to give you that, he's going to give you that extra draw. So it works out. Keep hitting my own cards. It's kind of stupid, in my opinion. Can I finally hit this to draw 1? Yeah, I just need to get that monster off. I had the Dark World dealings like kind of just sitting there, and there we go. I'm good to go, because I already sent all the cards off at Cherubini. And obviously, like, in here, like, the dangers are just, technically extenders at this point. So Saryuja comes down. I have just like these 2 level 3s, which I can use to go into, a rank 3 Cecilia King maybe if I want to. Okay, I'm going to search out another Necromancer, I suppose. Yeah, that was just me being cheeky. Like, I could have probably searched like a, like the launch or something like that, but, I did have the Allure set, so why not draw 2, especially when I know I have Saryuja coming, and I haven't drawn any of my, like, special summons from the graveyard yet, so I had the draw 2 coming, and I had Saryuja. It's like, eventually, what you're going to come to the cards that you need, and finally I did. I extended so many times in this, and I didn't find anything, but, like, it can't last forever. Like, I've essentially gone through my entire deck at this point. So I found 2 of them, so it's over, pretty much. The combo's going all the way through at this point. And if you get Nibiru'd, well, that's bad, of course, at some point. But at least you have, like, if you just have your extenders, basically, you can at least keep going, with the Infernity Archfiend combos. And have probably, like, 3 Infernity barriers, which is probably pretty good, too. There goes the launcher. I had not used that this entire turn, if you can believe it. 2 Necromancers. I'm going to get 2 special summons. I think I played this one wrong, honestly. I don't think I should have gone into the Wildcat. I think I should have gone into the Link 2 to get this off the board, and then use the other Necromancer to bring back Archfiend. I ended up going into Cecilia King, and it's still pretty good, of course, but I feel like I wasted a material, if that makes sense. Like another Infernity Barrier is probably better than the Cecilia King, but pretty much potatoes when you have a board like this. You know, sphere mode obviously is like super detrimental, but Forbidden Droplets, the most popular cards aren't doing nothing because the Dark Ruler Moor is getting negated, so I'm still gonna have a hard negate. I'm still gonna have one other hard negate, one pop, 4 Appaloosa negates, and then Omni negate. Like triple tactical talent. Like, no, you're just not. That's it. Like, that's the end of the game. Unless you have super poly or sphere mode specifically, that is it. So yeah, like I'm so happy because I've been wanting to make a video and like have Infernity be good for so long, and I'll do a gameplay video on this. I just really wanted to get in, kind of show you guys what I had going on. Hopefully you enjoyed. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for like deck profiles and gameplay videos for this. See ya.